when we were learning. This is
Once upon a time.
once upon a time. Baruch Hashem. Hashem's kindness. We're back. Back to business. Chapter 17 in Shemuel Bet. So we had a big problem over here. David HaMelech's son announces that he's king. He rebels against David. Avshalom says, I'm taking over the kingdom. We had Shimi ben Gera curse David. David ran away. He went to exile. He came back. Hushai convinces David to come back. And then David accepts that he cursed him. And became fourth leg Kisei Kavod. And now Hushai is a double agent. Hushai says, I'm going to help David. But he makes Avshalom feel that he's on his side actually. Then Achitophel gives Avshalom advice to take his father's concubines in order to solidify that he's the king. And now we have chapter 17 where Achitophel tells Avshalom, let's go take 12,000 men and chase after David tonight. Let's go kill him. So the pasuk says over here, I will come to him while he's exhausted, and I'll strike down the king. And this proposal was good in the eyes of Avshalom. And Avshalom Karana Gam the Hushai Ha'arki, go call Hushai also. Let's hear what he says. So Hushai came to Avshalom and he said to Avshalom, Kadavar hazeh diber Achitofel hana'aseh devaro imayin ata daber. Hushai came to Avshalom. Avshalom said to him, no, should we do what Achitophel said? Should we follow his word? If not, you should speak. So what do we see? The Chazal tell us, how did he speak to him? Hushai was quiet till Avshalom told him to speak. Why? Because he didn't want to speak in front of Achitophel, who was greater than him in wisdom. So the sages tell us that people who are wise, they don't answer until they're spoken to. Meaning, if other people are greater than them, why should they put their head in there? So it's to show you, Achitophel was greater than Hushai, and Achitophel was a great sage. He was a very knowledgeable person. Again, he also felt his desires and his emotions in joining Avshalom. Some say that Achitophel didn't like David because Bathsheba was his granddaughter. So since Bathsheba was his granddaughter and this whole weird story with Bathsheba, so from there is really the seed of why Achitophel also didn't like David. Okay, fine. So in the end, Avshalom and Achitophel, they're jealous of David, and plus they're angry at him. So they want to take over as leaders. And what does the Gemara Sotah say? Whoever wants somebody else what they have, you lose what you have, and you don't get what they were supposed to get. Okay, fine. So what did he do? The pasuk says that what did Hushai say? Hushai said, "Ha'etz lo tova ha'etzah asher ya'at Achitophel." The advice that Achitophel gave is not good. He says, why? He says, listen, David is a mighty man. He's a skilled warrior. Even when he's sleeping, you can't get him, right? He's probably in a nice hiding place. He's probably set up a trap. And even if there's people who had hearts of a lion who tried to get David, and they melted when they saw him. So therefore, everyone who you would get, even you get someone from Dan all the way to Beersheba, doesn't help. It's gonna be very hard. What I suggest you should do is, all of Israel should be gathered to you, and you should personally lead the battle. To Avshalom, he's saying, and then he'll come out from his hiding place when you have so many people, and then there will not be even one person left of him, and all the men who are with him. And if he will be brought to a city, all of Israel will muster battalions, and we will drag to the ravine, and not even a pebble will be found there. Meaning you need a tremendous amount of people to help you. It's not so simple to get a couple men and to go get David. You need a huge army. So Avshalom liked what Hushai said. I like this better than Achitophel said, and I'm going to go and do it. For Hashem had ordained to nullify the good advice of Achitophel in order for Hashem to bring calamity upon Avshalom, the Navi says. So Hashem wanted that not Achitophel should go, he wanted Avshalom to go, and Hushai said up to Avshalom, you should go, not him, you should go and fight him, and we're going to see that's going to lead to the end of Avshalom. Avshalom, at the end of the story, he gets stuck in branches with his long hair, and he gets dangling over there, and then they go and they kill him. But because he went in the front lines, so that's how he was able to get stuck. So Hushai, right after this conversation, what does he do? He's a double agent. He goes and he reports back to David. He told Tzadok and Aviatar Kohanim, such and such a thing. Achitophel advised Avshalom, go quickly tell David, don't sleep in the open. You have to cross the Jordan. You got to be ready. They're going to be looking for you and whatnot. So then, but a youth saw them and told Avshalom. So they quickly left and came to the house of a man in Bachurim, and his wife took a curtain and spread it over the well. She scattered a crushed kernel upon it, so that nothing could have been suspected. Avshalom's servants came to the woman. They said, "Where's Achimat Yonatan?" They crossed the body of water. So what happens? Yonatan and Achimat were staying in a place, and they wanted to go and quickly tell David that what's going on. So a little kid saw them, and they told Avshalom. Avshalom quickly went to that house to go get Yonatan and Achimat, and they ran away. And they asked the lady, where'd they go? They said, we can't find them. They crossed the body of water. They can't find them, so they returned to Yerushalayim. So after this, they went and they told King David. Yonatan and Achimat finally got to King David. He said, quickly, cross the water, cross the Jordan, because Achitophel sent Avshalom to go get you. They're looking for you.
For 1 minute, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Tomorrow, as I told you, Friday and Saturday is my father's Yeshua. And I want to bring the Sefer Torah from Meirov, from Rabbi Meirov's shul to here. Is it possible for...
It's not up to me. I have to ask Rabbi Shemuel. You speak to him. No problem. Hazak Baruch. No, it's okay. So over here, what does this mean over here? It means that, why isn't the Torah mentioning that she had kernels over here? She covered the well, she had kernels over there. Why does the Torah have to tell us this?
Sounds like HGB.
Yeah. So the Gemara in Sotah says the crushed kernels in Hebrew is v'tishtach alav harifot. Harifot is crushed kernels of wheat. So the same root as harafa. Harafa is Goliath's mother. So according to one opinion, her actual name was Orpah, and another, and she's referred to in Sefer Ruth. And this view also called she was harafa because just like wheat, you have to put pressure on top to crush it. So this lady was an immoral woman that a lot of men crushed her. Now, also it says in the Torah, shifcha charufa. What's a shifcha charufa? Is a designated slave woman, right? If a person has a Canaanite slave woman who he married off to his Hebrew slave, right? So over there, she's married to him, but not married to him because really she's a slave woman. She's not a regular Jewess, right? So what happens if another man has relations with such a woman? She's a designated slave woman for this guy. And what are you doing taking his designated slave woman and using her? So therefore, he has to bring a asham offering. But the word that we call this woman is shifcha charufa, designated slave woman. So over here, the same word harifot, there was wheat that was crushed, that was changed to crushing, right? By crushing it. So the Torah says a man did the sin of a designated slave woman. The Torah also uses the word nichrefet. Nichrefet, why? Because the slave woman, just like the wheat, how do you use the wheat? You have to crush it to flour. You have to change it in order to make it into flour. So charufa means the slave woman was changed. How? By designated to this man. Only then is it a sin. If a Jew sleeps with, has relations with a woman who is a slave woman, stam, you don't have to give asham offering. Because only when she's nichrefet, only when she was changed by being designated to this one man, that's where you have to give the asham offering. It's interesting. She's not like a fully married woman, but it's similar. It's similar to stealing somebody's wife. It's similar. Okay, fine. So now what happened? So then they ran away. And they made a mistake. Achitophel tried to get him quickly, and then they missed him. And now they're gonna try to continue to get him. And in the end, they're gonna lose over here. What's gonna happen?
It's not like a Pelegish, right? It's not like a
Pelegish. No.
Pelegish doesn't get married either, right?
No. Okay, good. So what happens? Achitophel saw his advice was not carried out, and he committed suicide. Interesting. Why did Achitophel do that? So interesting. The sages say over here that
Because the advice.
oh, good. Look at this.
Yeah.
So Achitophel killed himself because he saw that they were trying to get David and they're not getting him. Achitophel killed himself to save himself the disgrace of Mored b'Malchut, being a rebel against the king, and also he got cursed. Right? Why? How did he get cursed? Because over here it says that the curse of a chacham is fulfilled even if it was on condition and the condition is fulfilled. Let's say a chacham curses somebody. If they don't do ABC, they get cursed. Even if you do ABC, the curse still goes, right? Because the sages tell us that David was digging the foundation for the Bet HaMikdash, so he picked up a piece of pottery and he didn't realize that was the opening to Tehom. Tehom is the deep waters under the earth. So he took the piece of earthenware that was from the day of Matan Torah, all the way since then, covering the Tehom. So he opened it, he started flooding, started non-stop gushing water. So he didn't know what to do. He was asking around, the Gemara says he was asking around, can I write Hashem's name on a piece of pottery to go and seal it up, right? And maybe the water's going to erase Hashem's name. So maybe it's not allowed. Maybe I can't do it. So no, he was asking halachot. He was asking everybody halacha question. Nobody answered him. So David called out that whoever knew the answer and didn't say, he should choke to death and get a curse. So and then Achitophel said a kal v'chomer. He says if Hashem allows his name to be erased for what? For sotah, to make peace between a man and a woman. So how much more so it should be to save the world, because this water is never going to stop. The Tehom was opened in the days of Noah's flood. So how are we going to stop it now? So therefore he says permitted. So David did what he said, and the water's gone. But what happened? David made a curse, whoever would answer, but kept silent. Achitophel didn't conceal the answer. But what's halacha? That even if you fulfill the condition, you get cursed. So Achitophel, in the end, fulfilled it, but he got cursed. And how did he die? He died by strangulation. He strangled himself. He hung himself. So therefore, he choked and fulfilled David's curse. So you see, a person has to be very careful with his mouth. If he's tzaddik, because whatever he says, Hashem does. Amen. Amen.